Hello, everyone. I'm back, kind of. I know I said I was back another time earlier, and then that was a lie. Uh, Listen, life happens, things happen, and I had to prioritize things. Couldn't prioritize this, unfortunately. However, I think things are going back to normalcy. So, we're back. We're gonna be playing something that's old as shit, but I've always wanted to play it, and I recently got it. It's called Home. It is a pixel side scroll horror game, I think. And yeah. So I'm gonna launch this up and see what happens. Are you gonna? Oh. Aha. Alright. Home. A unique horror adventure by Benjamin Rivers. If I sound sick, it is because I am sick. My throat is oh fuck. Oh, your game will sit automatically at certain points. However, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half and complete Home in a single sitting. Okay. Sure, why not? Alright, you know what else I'm gonna do? Since this is a spooky game, we're gonna have some good spooky atmosphere. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Ooh, spooky scary. Such terror. Such raw and unrivaled fear. I'm actually kind of scared. Okay. Here we go. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Alright, I've got the sound up. The lights are off. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh, oh my head, where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet, a flashlight. Oh. Oh, you use the arrow keys, oh shit. Hey! Hey, 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 hey! Hey, 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 hey! Shoryuken. Okay. Let's get the mouse out of here. Oh! That house. Where was I? Oh! There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I appreciate that the steps cease as soon as you stop moving. Oh, ah! There we go. Alright. Get that mouse out of here. Huh? Fucking! You didn't have to do that. Alright, so there's a thing over there, and there's a door over here. It's drooping from the ceiling. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Oh, yeah? The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. A thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Did I free it? Oh. Oh, this is one of those games. This is one of those games where choices matter. Fuck. Yes. Yes, I did. I did free that mouse. Collection of rusty tools. These look like they'd seen a lot of use. And were caked into damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? I don't know. Why weren't they in a... Oh. Found a picture of a couple. Looked like it had been moved a lot. Seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? You fucking know it. Oh, fuck. It depressed smoothly into the wall. And I heard a faraway click somewhere. Something must have opened somewhere. Oh. Desk had a computer and some papers on it, and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but... Did I open the drawer? Yeah. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? You know the funny thing about... Oh, God. Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh, man, I had to get out of here. Agreed. This game looks like it was made by the guy who made Deepest Sleep. You know that game? I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn. There's mud caked all over my shoes. Oh, yeah? The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. Damn you, IKEA. We meet again. Okay. Don't. Ah! It's been a while. It's been a while since I played a spooky fucking game. Fuck you. The bathroom was incredibly clean. Every surface had been thoroughly wiped. Nothing seemed out of place. Oh, yeah? Okay. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out. They were pretty blurry. But I saw what looked like treetops. Okay. What banged? Oh, fuck. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck by the smell. I guessed it led to the kitchen. Oh, yeah. The switch on the wall appeared to have unlocked the door. Aha. The box looked heavy, but there was marks on the floor. That had obviously been moved before. They had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? Yes. I heaved the box forward and it finally gave. Hell yeah. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Of course you did. The lake hurt like hell as I climbed down the ladder. The tunnel below was even darker, and the smell wasn't getting any better. But I had to get out of there and find my way home. Home. Footprints of the dirt. Look like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area, near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They're all about murders in the town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. Well, can I get back? Oh, fuck! I didn't want to go back up there, not with that body, all that blood. Oh, fuck! I've missed things. I have missed things. Things have been missed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Well, no turning back now. What is this? A work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Yes, you did, fucker. I tucked the small handgun in my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. Of course you took it. You never know what the fuck you're gonna find in underground murder caves. Douchebag. Alright. It was so dark down there. And the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wooden rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? Oh, yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. Oh, what the fuck is this? It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Gore! Cruelly made shelves. Like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could see the warnings. Alright. Oh, my light. The desk looked old and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old faded paper covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out and illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Heh. I've a hell Rafforo. None of this made any sense to me. Who put a door down here? Oh, hey! There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. Who put them there? I don't know. There's a skeleton in this room. Spooky! I will dig my way out. Fuck! So we're in Murdersville, USA. Got it. Got it. Some kind of old boxes. They look like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? Oh. Oh. Top secrets. Ah! Bats. I'm Batman. Okay. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. Whoa. I'm sorry, what? There was rope hanging there. Not sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Of course you did. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. Don't talk to me, bitch. I'm better than you. Wait, hold on. By God, it's me. No, probably not. Bye. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? No. Yes. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. Goreland. Goreland. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. The message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. You don't tell me what to do. Ah! Binaural beats. Oh, it's over? What's so fucking awful? Like I can still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my legs was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least, I thought. I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there. It was so high up. They must have had a sore landing. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet. There was grass smeared within it. Oh, ladder or door? Door. I could hear a faint trickling sound like water. What was that? Exit. A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Of course you did. I slipped the knife into my boot. Since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? Yes. Yes, you do. Oh, fuck. The exit's open. No, go back. Bitch. Hello? What? I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? No, I left the valve alone. I'm not sure. No. I'll be back for you later, boy. Wasn't sure, but I thought this was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew that I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I had to find a way to drain the putrid water. Aha! But of course. Fuck my throat. I think I have an idea. Let's investigate. Ah, I can see the faintness. Yes. Aha. I see now. I understand your puzzle game. Hell yeah. Yes. 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 I've done it. And so the water stops. In the name of God. I am Anti-Moses. It is now officially too quiet. Looks like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Of course I did. Pocketed the small key, but it was odd shaped. Had no idea when it might open. Why was there a door down here? That doesn't make sense. Hello. The safety poster had definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? The door was locked, so I could see a faint light within. Ooh, blood. I found another dead body. Sewer worker. The wounds all over his face and body, I'd figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a keyring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes! Thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. You worry too much. Oh, a camera. There was a security camera in the room. Must have been a way to see what happened. Indeed. I could smell a hint of fresh air here. I was anxious to leave, but I couldn't help. Wonder what that key unlocked. Yeah, let's go back, bitch. Use the keyring to unlock the door. The shelf was full of security tapes. It was strictly organized, but covered in dust. Must have been old if they were still using VHS. Odd. One of the tapes was missing. The security desk was dusty, and there was a dirty coffee cup there. The VCR looked like it still worked. I need to find that tape, motherfucker! That was attractive. What was up here? Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. Looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yes, you did. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with that tape, but I took it anyway. Hell yeah. I tried a bunch of the keys on the keyring I had found on the sewer worker, and one of them seemed to fit. What? Collection of stale liquor bottles covered the floor. The wall was littered with dozens of old faded papers. Whoever did this was obsessed with some local murders. According to some of the clippings, bodies had been found in ravines, the forest, and in one case dumped in the back of an abandoned truck. Couldn't be sure, but I saw some of these articles also had been pasted up back in those tunnels. A faded receipt was half trampled on the floor. It was from the local train station. It was for 2 tickets. Didn't know what use it could be, but did I keep the receipt? Nah. I didn't think a filthy receipt was going to help me out of here. Nah. What was it crackling in there, though? Fuck off. Wait, no. The tape. That was a dusty VCR, blah 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 blah. Did I play the tape? Yes, I did. Oh no, the video showed a man right there in the sewers being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched, but like somebody had tampered with it. Looked like there could have been 2 men. Got it. Alright, now let's get out of here. ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that fluted room with this. Would I need that gun or that knife before the end? Both weighed me down and aggravated my leg as I climbed that old ladder. The thought of that videotape still gave me chills. Who was it that that didn't want to be seen? Was it the same person that hid all those clippings away in that locked room? Suddenly the awful smell of the sewer gave way to the pine-scented blast of fresh air. A ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. That would need to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yes. I popped the latch and dropped the ladder down. Minecraft. Tried the little key I had fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. Then it was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Okay. 1 second. Patch of smeared dirt and grass. It's an old beat-up wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Yeah. I slipped the filthy wallet in my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any kind of gun permit. In fact, it didn't contain any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should recover my credit card and driver's license at least. From the railing I could see over the woods, down the entrance to the sewers. Did I come through here before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. Was I following the trail of a murderer? Or am I the murderer? Must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on the map I'd seen. I was poking into those tunnels. Underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. They mentioned a river and maybe a washroom. The rest was too faded to see clearly. Fantastic. Scrumptious. What the hell is this? The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. Fuck, I should have grabbed the train ticket. I should have grabbed the train ticket. Should have grabbed the train ticket. An ancient ticket booth was fading apart and covered in dust and grime. Sacks of paper lined the counter and faded remains of old school schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer-looking sheets covered in scribbles and illegible notes. Couldn't think of it. The man in that house had kept similar scribbles hidden on his bookshelf. And he had notes on the water tower outside, too. I guessed he could have been coming here. But why? What was he using this old station for? I don't know. Nefarious deeds. Murder. Murder. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to the old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked. And the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower, even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? Oh, hello. The old train was ripped open and hanging from the shred of metal, as well as the broken fence, stained. It was dark stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint impacts like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Somebody shot there? The ground was well worn. Well, I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I had found as I thought. Uh-oh. Beautiful. Let's go into the woods. Oh! Traveled on the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. Wasn't sure if it was if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yeah. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Hopefully. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. Wondered if I could find my way around. Probably. Probably. Who the fuck? Cheap dome tent slept 2 people. I shone my flashlight inside. I could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. I feel like if I kept rooting for the campsite, someone would walk in on me. 2 folding camp chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There's a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Whoever was here left this place in a hurry, but why? Yeah. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm. A few embers still burned at the bottom. Why have they been in their campsite? No. The grimy sink had a small patch that looked like it was almost clean. Musty wooden plank propped in the stall door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? Hell yeah! Wasn't sure why, but I took the plank. You never know when you'll need a plank. Nothing spooky happened. Don't look. What? Oh, fuck. Okay. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I'd finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Well, hold up. I need to find my credit card. My ID. ID, not IV. Oops. There was some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Yeah. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after worn page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. New's page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Rachel, her name was last on the list. And it had a mark beside it in blue ink. Names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. Uh-oh. Also, that's the Minecraft noise! Sorry. That's the camp. Alright, well, whatever. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. It must have been at the edge of the forest. I wasn't sure what the path ahead of me lead. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Would I meet them too? The path ahead of me was less dense. I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? What's with this ambient gurgling? As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a mechanist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Oh, fuck. found the body of a security guard, just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered in blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? Digging in the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet, and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Yep. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. Yo, this is getting, So I have my thoughts. Am I the killer? Is it me? Fuck you. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking through for something. Every part of this plant had smelled old and rotten. Noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Did I? The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes, too, from the guys that worked here. One of them was Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Hell yeah. Power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Yeah. Hey. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped inside, but it was scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. Power panel looks so... was shut tight. There was a rusty-looking card slot in the side. I need to find a key card. Understandably. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing it sting more. Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked here. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yeah. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. I used the claw... Well, someone used the claw hammer. Probably me. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Oh, yeah. Slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel. Yeah, I pushed the switch. Oh. Power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Yeah. Whoa. Power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Aha. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. No, power panel. Ha-da-da. Aha! I bring the power! What did that do for me? I don't know yet. Look at me. I struck the hammer on the old wooden boards and it came apart easily. After I had removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Aha! Solving puzzles before I even knew they existed. The floor was littered with old liquor bottles. It looked like somebody had holed up here. The smell of old booze bottles made me retch. I'd given the stuff up years ago. Hadn't I? This was my locker. There in the factory. A stake of booze. There's a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. Methinks that you don't have good memory of what you actually did, good sir. The door opened now that the power's back on. Another smudge of dirt similar to the one I found in those sewers was on the floor. large pile of building materials and debris blocked the way. Who's there? There's an old regulator of some kind sat dusty and unused against the wall. Planks, tools, and broken parts blocked for any further passage. Bye! Power boxes looked like they were running again. But the power box again, the door was unlocked. Can I go through? I pushed the handle and stepped through the door. What? The door had relocked itself. I couldn't get back through. God damn it! I got flashlights on the wall. One of them was missing. Fuck! The stale stun of the old factory gave way to the brisk odor of pine trees and dirt. I was back outside, though I wasn't sure if it was better or worse. The path beyond was dark, and my flashlight barely illuminated everything. Wondered if I had really been taken from the factory. If so, how did I get it? That poor guard. He was probably just doing his job. Maybe he knew what was going on in that boarded up room. If he did, he wouldn't be telling that tale to anybody. But the path led back to town. I need to find some help. I need mental help. The pickup had smashed into the guardrail and stood silent. Was this the truck that those newspaper clippings mentioned? Was there really a body found here too? The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yes. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card in my wallet, next to my credit card. Hell yeah. Sounded like I was going to start raining again. I had entered Norman's place. It was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. Oh God. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker, and one of my few friends I had in this town, lay dead and beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserve better than this. Did I close his eyes? Yes. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or to just couldn't stand to think anymore of what was going on. I quickly closed Norman's eyes. Rest in peace. TV still flickered with some indecipherable channel. Well, damn. That sucks. Despite the shock of already finding Norman in that state, seeing this turned my stomach just as much. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. What was it doing there? Was she okay? Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the racks was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit here. Did I place the leg back in the cabinet? Yeah! I carefully pushed the piece back into place and felt a great burden lifted. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me, and cut! The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Like I couldn't pop it open. Need the key. There's a bit of blood in the keyhole. Uh-oh. guess this was Norman's kitchen table. Kept it clean up, but there was water rings and 2 cups still there in the wood. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through the mess, did I? Yeah, you did. Found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. You never know when you'll need a hairpin. Such as now. Ooh, I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hair had snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. Never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we need anything. The register was mostly empty. A fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. I wondered if someone had robbed the place before killing Norman upstairs. Yeah, sure. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed a black and white photo of the water tower. To be in much better shape then. Indeed. Norman was dead, but I had no idea why. Was he involved in all of this somehow, or was he just another victim? The gun I had found only seemed to complicate matters. It was such a relief to finally be rid of it. Home wasn't far off now. Even though the rain was relentless, I had to keep going. Well, hot damn. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. Oh! It was locked tight. This wasn't my house. The neighbor's local postcard. The letter was sticking out as if someone had pushed it all the way in. Knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Yeah! There's no return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Carefully, I tore it open and looked at the letter inside. It read, "Stay away. She's mine." That was it. No signature, no other information. I had the wrong gate. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding. It chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Hold up, I never did fix that gate. It was stuck. I needed to press on. There was no turning back at that point. I missed bloodstains! I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Wah! The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing. Ragged and stained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. Good God. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? Door went to the basement. It was locked. Where did I put the damn key? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long I had been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Those the contents are bills. There's a credit card bill there. Did I open it? I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, there's something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? The front door was locked from the inside. Couldn't go out, though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. Rachel! Rachel! I had found the last missing piece from my wallet, the old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. I keep it anyway. Yep. It's the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had gotten part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Our television I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. Felt pretty guilty about it afterwards, but by then it was too late. This shit is loud! The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. The books were half mine, half Rachel's. I know that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. There was a suitcase on the bed. It was Rachel's. I remembered it from the trip we took out west. Did I open the suitcase? Hell yeah! I wasn't sure what to make of the suitcase's contents. There were a few days worth of clothes, some toiletries, and a train ticket. Where was she planning to go? Away from me, an alcoholic. My hallway mirror had been smashed into its pieces scattered around the floor. My laptop had been left on. Only a tiny bit of power left. The screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key on top of the drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Hell yeah. Pocketed the key. Oh boy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. Well, the tap's always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. Basement time! I unlocked the basement door. There was old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags are stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There's a dirty old key in there. Did I take this key? I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. I had put this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. Might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Rachel! Rachel! I must find my wife. Grab a key, I found the basement and unlocked this door. Looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yeah! I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? Was she okay? Don't look. Don't look. A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful. It made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within. But I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, I looked within the rads. Did I finally find my Rachel? Oh! Yes. Oh no. My hands trembled as I pulled back the layers of cloth. There at the center of the dirt and mess was my beloved. My Rachel! Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Her clothes were ripped and torn, even though all that sickening blood it was obvious she had been stabbed to death. The knife I'd carried all this way suddenly seemed like a poison. What had happened to Rachel? Who did this to you? Thought about all I had seen and wonder if any of it could help me figure out who had done all this. When I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. There's my wallet. Its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again. Maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what did that mean? Maybe I used some of the Rachel's travel books to find some place to go. What would it mean? What did it mean? A few broken pieces that remained of the mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. Could bear to look again. It's like I didn't expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still love that old time charm, the clawfoot bathtub, though it seemed like a cold comfort then. Rachel loved this part of the house. I killed Rachel in a jealous rage. It was the keycard I found at the bottom of that factory locker. I never did bother to use it. Someone had been going through those lockers and poking around the plant. Still, it didn't quite add up. Was I the one who had been going back to the factory? Yes! It looked that way, didn't it? The locker room. I'd given up drinking, but... the laptop had finally run out of power. Good God! What have I done? What have I done? It was the letter I had taken from the post box. Who had it out for Norman? Who sent him that letter? Must have been someone from the neighborhood. At least somebody wanted it to look that way. I was you to think. Did Norman? Did he murder Rachel? No. No way. Norman had ended up dead himself. Whoever sent that threatening letter must have got to him. Well, who the hell was that? From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Sat on the floor. My old office safe sat on the floor using digital passcode lock. Did I try to open it? What was that damn code again? Uh-oh. The code worked. Pulled open the small safe door and peered inside. There was a photo in there of Rachel and I when we first moved into town. In it, we were smiling outside the front door of the house, which looked like a real mess. It looked happy, though. Odd. I couldn't remember who had opened that door. Inside the safe was also an envelope. The front of it read, "Do not open until I tell you." I'm guessing this was a good time as any to see what was inside. Did I open the envelope and read what was inside? Yes! So I opened the envelope and removed the yellow lined paper inside. On it was a letter written in hand that looked familiar. The letter read, "I know this whole event had probably been pretty difficult. You can imagine how it's been for me too. Well, maybe you can. That isn't meant to be an excuse, but... well, I hope you could better understand why I've done what I've done. Only this town seemed like a dream. A quiet place to get established. To live out our lives and to be together. But you know that, as well as I, that things changed, quickly changed. Your drinking was one thing. You grew more distant as you retreated into that world of yours. Well, it was clear you didn't need me as much. In fact, maybe you never needed me at all. But I took all this to make you realize. In the end, though, you may never forgive me for this. You may never forgive yourself, but this is probably for the best. You'll be healthier for this. Just sorry it had to happen this way. Rachel. What? I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it had been names that were written down. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Daphne, blah, blah, blah. I recall the names I saw scratched out on the old desk, deep within those musty tunnels. Was the man in that house really up to something? I don't know anymore. Seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe, though, I was really to go back into the basement. Mailson sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in that basement? There was nothing for me here anymore. No reason to stay in that house. Did I leave never to return? No. I felt like I had to think about it a bit more. Yes! There'll be no more dinners here. No more chit-chat over breakfast. At least not for us. Still locked the door. There's no reason to return back to the yard anyway. Fuck you. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place to do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. Oh boy. When I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I'd already seen too much. I need to put an end to the situation one way or another. Oh boy. Do I leave? No, do I leave? Or do I kill myself? Leave? Kill myself. You fucking end me. I deserve no pity for what I have done. I am a monster. End me. The old cloth would have at them hadn't been cleaned nearly enough. Still, it would probably do. If I wanted to, I could use that knife to finally end this. The question was, did I think I deserved it? Did I? Was this my fault? Did I deserve to die? Yeah. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plan had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line. It gave me something to do, and it helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess this was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help. Not even drinking. When I swore I had tried to give up, I know it. Sleepwalking never really went away, though. But I knew Rachel had tried. I knew she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew that it was a final act of long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. Even the man I had found in that old place was a mystery. Why was he dead? Who had done it to him? It was not even something I could begin to understand. Or why, for that matter, I was in that damn room in the first place. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought the sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I'd watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it that was attacked? I found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been there? My sleepwalking gone to some new extremes? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts. I knew I had to be in that forest. Even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. Didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my thought things. Hopefully I would be able to cover my tracks, so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list. So what terrible plot was she a part of? There was a similar list of names in the desk back of those tunnels. What was the connection? It was clear, at least, that I had been the one going back to that factory. Must have been sleepwalking or something. What the hell was I doing there? I'd given up drinking, hadn't I? So what was going on in that boarded up room? Suddenly my stomach starts to turn. Was I responsible for that dead guard? After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now I was really considering it. That's what I should have seen coming. Damn, Norman, how did you get mixed up in all this? I know you weren't a perfect man, none of us are, but you didn't deserve this. Maybe whoever had done you and was responsible for the other murders that happened in that town. At the very least, I was convinced you and Rachel were killed by the same person. I sincerely hoped you would find some peace, my friend. I knew I never would. When I marched in the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hopes that this would end. And I guess, in a way, it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I was sleepwalking. To think of it now, our house used to feel so lively, so warm. But coming into that kitchen, I felt only a cold, empty tension. Every terrible thought I had up to that point was suddenly a positive possibility. Nothing could have prepared me. My wife, dead, ruined, scattered. Rachel's death was a terrible mystery to me, one that would haunt me forever unless I did something about it. What solace can a man take in the death of his wife? What comfort can be offered? Rachel had been taken from me, and I might never know why. I put the knife down and drew a long, warm bath. I slipped in the tub. I was surprised at how calm I felt. I heard it was like going to sleep if you did it right. So I held my arm under the water and made the incisions. When the initial sting came to a shock, it was only a matter of minutes before I felt myself ebb and fade. After that, the room washed into a calming, comforting shade of gray. Dead! Alright, well, that was home. Or rather, one possibility. Dun dun dun. What the fuck is wrong with the names? Doom Deuce it. Ah! The end. And that was home. Thank you all for watching. And yes. Thank you for watching, and I hope to play more fun games in the future with you all. Hey,